letter you say, the board does not have a reason to stop the investigation at this point and is satisfied that stopping the investigation will be harmful to PRASA. That was the stance of the board. Would I be correct?
I wanted to go earlier to an
sorry, please do. I don't want to.
Of course, counsel can guide me, but I thought on paragraph 5, I don't know if counsel wouldn't like to.
Remember to look this side. Yes, as you give
Chairperson,
evidence.
I wonder if counsel wouldn't like to read that.
Yes. So,
is there a part you would like to read on the letter?
There's a part I'd like to read.
Yeah, please read it.
Is paragraph 5 of
yes, page 164.
Page 164, and it's
yes, read it.
The caption is whether the investigation should be stopped and a detailed report be submitted to the minister. And it goes on to say, as we indicated to the minister at the meeting of 17 July 2015, and as clearly indicated from the above excerpts of the PFMA, we believe that the board has the responsibility to institute and to continue with the forensic investigations in its capacity as the accounting authority of PRASA. We are satisfied that the investigation is necessary, is not irregular, is cost-effective, and assists with easing some of the operational bottlenecks created by the past blatant failure to observe the law. I don't know, Chairperson, if I should stop there.
Yeah, if that was the important part, then that's fine. But if there is another important part, you can indicate.
And then
our counsel will indicate if there is another part he wants you to look at.
And you are quite right, Mr. Molefe, that is an important point. But the point I wanted to make is that when you say the board doesn't have a reason, what you are saying to the minister is, in terms of section 50 and 51 of the PFMA, the board must act according to its own conscience and its own belief and its own understanding about its responsibilities and can't take instructions from even the minister. Would I be encapsulating that properly?
To the extent that the instructions are in conflict with the law, the board is not obliged to take those instructions, Chairperson.
And you were making that point very clearly.
That's the point we're making, and that's why I went back to that paragraph again, because it restates that. And that's why probably the public should understand. Because sometimes people say, but what is wrong with this, Chairperson?
You are disobeying
the leadership.
Yes.
It's the president, it's the minister. Why don't you just keep quiet and do as they tell you? But in the end, I think I have my own responsibility and my own integrity also to protect. I might not be holding a high position in society, but I've also been a leader, and I know the values and principles that have inspired me, guided me, and why I'm involved in what I'm involved in, and why it is necessary, therefore, not to acquiesce in anything that violates those values and principles.
And one of the values that the Constitution imposes on all repositories of power is that they must exercise power in an accountable manner. That's exactly what you were saying to the minister.
That is correct.
And then you say, right at the end of that paragraph, perhaps you should read the next paragraph, because This just goes to the state of knowledge of the minister where you say we have endeavored. If you could read that into the record, Mr. Molefe.
Am I sure? Oh, okay, Chairperson, thanks. That is page 165. Yes. Just above the 3 bullet points at the bottom there. We have endeavored to keep you abreast of the progress of the investigation. This has been done through, amongst others, a meeting with you in Rivonia focusing on the preliminary irregularities found in the Sifambo contract. This meeting was held on 28 August 2015. A meeting at Worksmen and Attorneys during November after the launch of the review application in respect of Sifambo contract. The last written report was on the 7th of July 2016. And of course, we go further to say it is regrettable that on 1 July 2016, I requested a meeting with the board for you to address it on a number of issues, including this investigation. However, to date, we have not yet received a response.
Yes.
And then I go on page 166, Chairperson, is the paragraph, first paragraph on that page. And now I'm speaking on behalf of the board, and I go on to say, it is my considered view that it would be a sad day for the department as a shareholder and for the citizens of South Africa if this investigation does not reach its logical conclusion. I trust that this clarifies the board's stance in this regard. We shall, in correspondence to follow by the end of August, provide you with a detailed report on the forensic investigations undertaken by Worksmen's attorneys or on the board's instructions.
Now, what? Sorry, you wanted to say something.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Mr. Sonny. Just raise your voice.
Sorry, I was going to ask a question, but I understood the witness one. No, please, Mr. Molefe, you...
No, let me...
Yes, please drink, yeah, you may drink water, so that we can proceed. So there's no problem, because otherwise if we adjourn each time...
No, Chairperson, that report was given to the minister, and as the chairperson should by now be aware, we were regularly reporting to the minister on a range of sensitive issues, and the minister obviously accounts to the president and the cabinet. I expect that she would have been reporting to the cabinet as well. So it then means that the government would have become aware of the seriousness of the levels of corruption that were taking place in an organization that is expected to spend 173 billion rand over 20 years.
Well, in keeping with what you said, Ed, and what you have just said, I think it's important to look at the last paragraph, page 165 of your letter. You say that it is regrettable, writing to the minister, that on 1 July 2016, I requested a meeting with the board for you to address it on a number of issues, including the investigation. However, to date, we have not yet received a response. So I guess it shows some of the occasions where you were even affording the minister the opportunity to address the board on various issues, but there were delays in getting a response. Yeah.
Yes,
okay. Thank you.
Now, the matter that you referred to the investigation was the Swifambo investigation. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
Now, that is the one where the Supreme Court of Appeal and the High Court said there was corruption, and the Constitutional Court refused to grant leave to appeal against the judgment of the Supreme Court of Appeal.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Then, well, not soon thereafter, this was on the August 24th, but the next milestone that happened is the minister dissolves the board.
That's correct.
You say that she dissolved the board on the 8th of March. Now, when she dissolved the board, did she give any reasons?
Maybe just before you answer, Mr. Molefe, just to make sure we get everything in proper sequence. I think you said earlier on the board was dissolved by the minister on the 8th of March 2017. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And did the dissolution take place by way of the minister making an announcement in Parliament?
That is so, Chairperson. The minister went to send the acting director general in the Department of Transport to read to Parliament, the Portfolio Committee on Transport, a letter, the announcement that the board has been dissolved. Of course, on the same day, letters were sent to each one of us as directors. I was not well on that day, so I couldn't go to Parliament. I had just had an eye surgery.